So today is the day. Today is the August 31st. And tonight at 8 o'clock East Coast U.S. time, depending where you are, if you're in the West Coast, it's going to be 5 p.m. If you're in the East Coast, it's going to be 8 p.m., 3 hours difference. So today is going to be a day for those of us who have pre-ordered a premium edition early access of Starfield, and for those of you who have upgraded to Starfield Premium Edition through Game Pass for $31. That's the option I went through because it's the most feasible option. Instead of paying $100, I can just pay $30 and have the early access and all the goodies that comes in with the $100 version. This is the benefit of having a Game Pass. Now, I want to give you on this video my honest thoughts about this whole hype behind this game. Does Starfield deserve all the hype that it's getting? Well, it depends who you ask. Some people will say yes, because they're really excited about the Xbox having finally that beacon of hope exclusive that's going to really drive the Xbox back on its track like it used to back in the Xbox 360 days. And it has the potential for that to happen tomorrow and throughout next few days. And then, of course, the official launch on September 6th. It has that potential, for sure. But that's if you ask the Xbox fans. If you ask Sony fans, of course, they're just going to be salty because they're jealous. That's just human nature. But if you ask somebody like me, who is in the middle, I don't hold the green flag, nor am I holding the blue flag. I'm just a gamer who appreciates great games. And I'm sitting in the middle, unbiased. So for me, I look at it from a different perspective. Here's my perspective. Bethesda, sure, has a great track record of bringing great adventure games. No one can deny that with the Elder Scrolls, with Skyrim, with Oblivion. No one can deny that. With Fallout, we got to give the credit where the credit is due, and they deserve that credit. That's their resume. Todd Howard has an excellent resume. Keep in mind, he directed this, he created this, and this is the new IP for Bethesda, and it's also a new IP for the Xbox. If it stays, exclusive, we'll see what happens with that. So, yes, the hype, it's there. Clearly, with any new IP, with the size and the scope of this game, considering it's coming from the creator of the Skyrim and the Oblivion and Fallout, yes, there's definitely a hype there. Especially with a new IP that's a juggernaut of space exploration and such a huge game, right? So certainly there's that hype. And it should be acknowledged. But my problem with the hype is you're not giving me anything that really makes it concrete proof that I know for a fact that this is going to be truly remarkable. And that is the lack of open beta access. This is something that I've been preaching about. This is something that I've been talking about almost every day on my live stream. On all of my live streams. Even yesterday when I was doing PlayStation VR 2 Crossfire, I said, I really don't understand why is it that Xbox, Phil Spencer, Todd Howard, and all these other companies can't take notes from Capcom and Square Enix. Look at Capcom, look at their Resident Evil games, Every single Resident Evil game, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil Village, you always had a month in advance playable demo to play it, to see what it's all about. When I played the demo of Resident Evil Village, I already knew I'm pre-ordering this. Like, as soon as I finished the demo, I said, I'm pre-ordering this on a PlayStation 5. I knew right away. But what made me pre-order it? What made me give out a $79? I got the deluxe edition, $80. What made me buy it? What made me buy it was the demo. You convinced me that I should purchase this. You're not going to convince me if you show me a trailer on the repeat behind me. That's not going to do anything for me, because I don't know what kind of computer are you using, what kind of specs you have, what kind of tricks are you playing with the video editing here. I don't know. And I really can't tell what this experience is going to be like. Okay? Give us the demo. And then you look at Square Enix, another great example this year. Capcom and Square Enix. Capcom released a demo for Resident Evil 4, and I was already hooked. I was like, yeah, I'm definitely getting this. And then Final Fantasy 16 released a demo. I was already hooked. I said, okay, not only did I just play a great, awesome demo of Final Fantasy 16, but I can continue my progress where I left off when I purchased the full game. Take my money. I was already, dude, it's done deal. I don't understand, and I'm sorry for maybe being so loud, but I'm just frustrated. I just don't get it. Like, what is it that it's not working here with these developers? What is it that they don't get? If you want to convince me that this is the greatest thing since Pyramids, release the bloody demo. Released it in July. You could have released it in July. Give me a couple of hours of demo. Let me create a character. Or let maybe put a demo where I can design my own ship and travel to one planet and explore a little bit. Give me some idea of the mechanics of the game. Why is it so difficult for these developers to release the demo? Well, I think we know why. It's the fear. The fear of failure. They're afraid to fail, and they're trying everything they can not to fail by giving the early codes to paid journalists from Digital Foundry and other influencers out there, right? So they can hype and push the hype of this game. Then the games come, you got Phil Spencer in Germany. Everybody's, hyping it and hyping it. Yet, no access of open beta, no access to demo for people to try. I think that's the least you can do from Game Pass Ultimate members. Give them the demo. Reassure them that, hey, this is going to be a great game. And here's reason why. Don't just listen to me, Todd Howard, talk about it, but here's the demo. See it for yourself. And that's what bothers me about the Starfield hype that no one seems to talk about. So, what I have learned from another failure called and I really vouch for this game. Last year, December 2nd, 2022, it was Callisto Protocol. Callisto Protocol. I was so hyped about the game. I was like, hey, this is the creator of Dead Space and the creator of the Dead Space. He's going to make sure that this runs great, looks great, that it's a great story, that it's scary, that it has the same mechanics as the Dead Space. I was super hyped. But guess what? No demo. No demo. No open beta, nothing. I had to pay the money to pre-order to find out. And what did I find out? Well, I find out my worst nightmares, my worst fears, to which I was afraid of. And that was that it was a failure. It failed miserably. So, again, if a developer or a big studio like Bethesda, it's failing to put out a playable demo months in advance, then you know that something is wrong. You know that they're not sure 100%. And you know that they are afraid of failing. They're afraid of failure. And they're afraid that if they release the demo, they might get a bad press. Actually, Bethesda, it's totally opposite. It's not called a bad press. It's called a feedback. What you would be getting is you would be getting a feedback a month in advance so you can adjust and fix certain things and tweak certain things that needs to be tweaked so you can be ready for a prime time come September 6th or September 1st. Or in this case, early access, August 31st, 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. So that's the way I look at it in this video. That's what I worry about. I worry about that. That this could be potentially maybe a boring game. Some people might get excited at first and then they get bored after a while. Same old repetitive planets, nothing new here, some creatures here and there. Repetitive, enemies you have to fight in each planet, da-da-da-da-da. Right? That could be potentially happening as well. So, again, we don't know. And again, Bethesda, I want to end this video by saying this. Bethesda, Xbox, Phil Spencer. I know you guys don't want to fail. I know everybody's afraid of failing. I get that. You invested a lot of money into this game. But you're also gambling. You are gambling. You're rolling the dice. When you're hyping the game so hard, and then finally when it's released, oopsie daisy. Haven't we learned anything from Cyberpunk? Remember how Cyberpunk was so hyped ridiculously. And look what happened to Cyberpunk. I guess we haven't learned anything 3 years ago. Nothing. There's only 2 studios that have learned. And they're from Japan. Capcom and Square Enix. These are the 2 companies, 2 studios that have learned the lesson. But here in America, all of the developers and studios here, no one has learned shit. Shit, zero. Sorry for the language. I hope that this video will be shared with a lot of you out there. Maybe developers, maybe Phil Spencer will see it. Maybe Todd Howard will see it. Think of this as a feedback. Me helping you, giving you some advice on what you should do next when you are making a new game. Don't just hype it. Don't just push the hype. Don't just do that. Give us the demo. This applies for everything. You want to sell me a car? Let me drive it first. Pop the hood. Let's see what's in there. You want to sell me a house? Well, let me see what the house is like. Let me get inside that house. You want to sell me your land? Well, let me see your land and how many acres you got on that land. Let's see what it's like on that land. What can I grow on that land? This is a common sense, and it frustrates me that we're constantly seeing this same old repeat of hypes. Hyping this, hyping that. The same old textbook. And the sad part is they don't seem to care. Like you look at Phil Spencer. with his bourgeois fake ass smile, you know, sitting there talking to a journalist that's kissing his ass in Germany, right? Doing only interviews with the people that's gonna kiss his ass and throw the softball. It's really pathetic, but they don't care. Clearly, they don't care. It's almost like I hate to call it a Hunger Games. You got this the elites on the top making these games, and then you got us poor bastards at the bottom who are buying these games, and they clearly don't seem to care, right? They don't care what we have to say, right? So you got that going on. I'm probably the only YouTuber who's speaking honestly about this stuff. I have yet to see anybody speak honestly about this like I am speaking. If there is somebody out there, please show it to me. All right, well, that's what I have to say about this. I guess we're going to find out tonight if it's a failure. I guess we're going to find out tomorrow if it's a failure. And we sure as hell will definitely know where we stand on Saturday and Sunday and Monday if this is a clear failure or if this is something that has a good potential. So there you have it. That's the video. Make sure you join me tonight on a pre-show early access, 6 o'clock, and then at 8 o'clock, we're going to try the game. We'll talk for about a couple of hours, and then at 8 o'clock, we're going to officially try this game. So make sure you guys join me, okay? And make sure to subscribe, will you? If you like what I'm doing here, please subscribe. And please share. Sharing is caring.